Hi everyone. So in this video, we are going to understand about functional interfaces in Java. Functional interfaces in Java was introduced in Java 8 to support Java's functional programming capabilities. They have exactly one abstract method which makes them perfect to use with Lambda expressions, method references, and constructor references to write more clean and more concise code. Now let's see one example of functional interface. So here I've created one interface that is printer service. So this is a functional interface. It is having exactly one abstract method that is print and it is annotated with functional interface annotation. This annotation is not mandatory but highly recommended. Why it is recommended? It is recommended because if we accidentally add more than one abstract method in our functional interface, then it will throw an error. Okay, so let me add one more method that is scan. So you can see that we are getting an error that multiple non-overriding abstract methods found in interface. So as soon as we remove this, the error will be gone. Okay. So this is a functional interface and it is also known as single abstract method or SAM. Now, in order to use this printer service, we need to create one implementation of this interface. Okay. So I've created one implementation of this printer service. Okay. So in this, I have just simply printed one statement that printer service is printing. Okay. Now, to use this, we have to go to our main class and then we have to create the object of this printer service implementation. Okay, so let me create one object of this class, new printer service implementation. Then we can simply call printer service dot printer. Okay, so let me run this code. Okay, so here you can see that we are getting the message printer service is printing. Okay, now as I mentioned that functional interfaces are perfect to use with Lambda expressions. Okay, so when we use the Lambda expression, then we can avoid this extra implementation class. Okay, so let me open this main method class. Okay, so first of all, I will create one more implementation over here and then I will show you that how we can convert that into Lambda expression. Okay, so let me create one more implementation, new printer service, and inside this we need to override one method that is print. Okay, now we can provide our logic. We will simply write PDF printer service is limited. Okay. Now we will assign this to one variable that is PDF printer service. Okay. Now let us convert this into a lambda expression. Okay. To convert this into a lambda expression, we just need the parameter part of this abstract method and the body part. Okay. So we will cut this part and now we will remove this extra part and we will paste the part that we have just copied. Okay, now to separate this argument and the body part we will add one arrow. Okay, so now this is our lambda expression. Now we have to remove this variable because we have to mention the type, then only it will be recognized as Lambda expression. Okay, so we are using the printer service interface. So we will write printer service over here. Okay, so now this is our Lambda expression. And when we are having only one statement, we can remove these curly braces also. So like this, we can also right. Okay. Now, in order to use this, you can simply write PDF printer service dot print. Let me run this code. I will see that we'll get the message that PDF printer service is printing. Okay. So this is how we can use the functional interfaces with Lambda expressions. Okay. Now let us get back to our functional interface and see some more concept related to functional interfaces. Okay. So as I mentioned that the functional interfaces can have exactly one abstract method, but they can also have default method but they can also have default methods, static methods, and methods that are inherited from object class like toString equals and hash code. Okay. So I will copy it from here and I will paste it over here. Now you can see that we are not getting any kind of error. Okay. Because default methods are allowed, static methods are allowed, and these object methods are also allowed. They have their own implementation. So when we create the implementation class or when we write the Lambda expressions, these methods are handled automatically. You can see that we are having implementation for these methods in object class. So they do not create any kind of problem with this abstract method or functional interface. Okay, so these methods are allowed. Now, let us discuss one more rule, that is inheritance rule of functional interface. Okay, so let me create one more functional interface, that is printer. Okay, this is also a functional interface. So I will mark it with functional interface. And this time I'm not going to write any abstract method. I'm not going to define any abstract method. I'm going to extend our previous printer service. Okay, so extends printer service. Okay, so now you can see that this interface is also treated as functional interface. Okay, and you can read it over here also that a functional interface can extend another interface if the result still has only one abstract method. So if we try to add one more abstract method in this printer service too, then we will get the error. So suppose I'm adding two. Okay, so now you can see that we will get an error. So when we are extending the functional interface, we make sure that the result still has one abstract method. Okay. So these were the some rules related to rules or characteristics of functional interface. Now in Java, we have some of the built-in functional interfaces like function, by function, consumer, supplier, predicate. So we can use them wherever required. Okay. So let me quickly show one example using these built-in functional interfaces. So let me first create one list. Okay, I will create list of names. Now I have to filter. So this is our list. Now I have to filter out the names that are starting with B. Okay, so I can convert this list to stream and then I can use the filter and here I have to pass the predicate. Okay, so predicate is a functional interface which tests a condition. Okay, so we'll have to pass one argument. Okay, that will be name. And now we will check whether name starts with B or not. Okay. If it starts with B, then it will be in our filtered list. Otherwise, it will be ignored. Okay. So then let us convert back this to a list. Okay. And we can save this in variable filtered list. Okay. Let me print out this list. So I can see that we are getting the name that are starting with B, that is Bob and Cruz. So like this, we can use these built-in functional interfaces. So that was all about functional interfaces. I hope you understood the concept of functional interfaces very well. If you like the explanation, then do give a thumbs up and stay tuned for next. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.